All right, 8.4, finding the volume. All right, tomorrow we'll do surface area, but 8.4, volume o sphere. Get it? Because it's like volume of sphere, but it's like saying volume of sphere. It's kind of cool. No? Okay. All right. Well, anyways, the formula for the volume of a sphere, this is basically the only thing that you need today. 4/3 pi r cubed. Parts of this kind of make sense if you're trying to understand why it is the way that it is. I mean, think about it. You got, I don't know how to actually draw a sphere. I mean, that's an oval. It's not even a circle. But if you look on page 154, oh no, they do this thing in it. That helps. Kind of makes it look like it's 3D. Think about it. It makes sense because this is the radius, right? And you're taking that and you're cubing it. So you're taking one dimension going out, one going sideways, and one going up. So it's like length times width times height. So that's what the cubing is coming, and it's three-dimensional. Times pi, where you got to think that that it's not going to be doing everything. Times pi is because that basically says, like, if you're cubing it without the times pi, that would be, like, normally you would be multiplying times 4. And so that would get you the whole thing without this curved edge here, so pi helps with that. The 4/3 thing, I don't really get. I don't know why it's there, but 4/3 pi r cubed. Other than that, is the exact same thing of everything we've taught you guys. The same 3 steps. What are those 3 steps I keep telling you guys over and over and over? They work for every problem for the whole chapter. Write down what you're given. Formula, and then fill in what you know. And if I was going to put in a 4th one kind of like that, it would be, if you need to break up the formula, then break it up into little pieces. So for example, this one, if it was said, hey, find half of a sphere, what's the name for a half of a sphere?
A half sphere.
What? No. We live in the Western Hemisphere.
Oh wait, I know what it is.
They just said it. I know you know what it is now. So if you were going to break it up into half of it, then you would just say, hey, I'm going to multiply this times a half. You alter the formula as you need it. I mean, you're not going to do that. If you were going to try to find a 4th of a sphere, then you would just multiply by a 4th instead of by a half. But that is your formula that you're going to want to need, take care of. You're going to plug in with everything. I'll go over one practice problem with you guys and then set you guys loose. Pick one. You guys want gotta practice 1, gotta practice 2. None? Okay, if you guys honestly want it, I'll set you free on the way it is. Like, honestly, you guys can have more time to work on it because other than that, it literally functions the exact same way. Some of the problems, they're just gonna give you the radius, or they'll give you the diameter. You gotta divide the diameter by 2, give you the radius. Fill in the problem, you get the volume. Some of them, they'll give you the volume, and you're gonna have to do this, but instead of finding square root at the end, you're gonna have to do cubed root, so we're gonna go over one of those ones, because those are the ones that, the cubed root, you're gonna need your TI-84, so if you don't have a TI-84, there is no way to do this otherwise. Unless you had, and one, it would have to be a whole number, and you would have had already memorized the cube of that number, which you guys don't have the cubes memorized. I don't even have cubes memorized. So let's go guided practice number 2, page 158. So it says volume is 1,450. And that's all we know. Volume is 1,450. So then we write formula 4/3 pi r cubed. Fill in 1,450. 4/3 pi r cubed. They ask us here. They want the exact answer. Sorry, I should say. They say use 3.14. So immediately you can turn this into 3.14. You guys got your calculators ready? You're gonna need them. Right away, I would do multiply by 3/4 on both sides. That's going to get rid of the 4/3 on this side. So 1,450 times 3 over 4, but then I divide by pi, which means I have to divide this by pi. So 3/4 times 1,450 divided by pi, that's gonna get you your answer. And it should actually be this way. You shouldn't need to do it step by step. You should just be able to say, hey, 3/4 times that, and then divide by pi, all in one step. Another way, actually, instead, you could say, hey, over here, if I'm multiplying by 3/4, well, can I multiply by 3 over 4 pi? And put the 4 on the pi on the bottom here, because this pi right here is technically pi over 1. And yeah, so you can do 3 times 1,450 over 4 times pi. The only thing is, if you do that in your calculator, you have to do 3 times 1,450 divided by 4 times pi. Otherwise, your calculator does things in the exact order that you tell them to. Your calculator will do 3 times 1,450, that divided by 4, that times pi. So it's going to give you the wrong answer. So you have to use the parentheses in your calculator if you're going to put it in this way. Otherwise, you can do it step by step. This is my recommendation because in high school, you're going to have to know how to use parentheses. You're going to put a lot of stuff into your calculator and just have it spit out the answer. You don't have to do everything by hand with everything, but you do know how to have to know how to use the calculator. So I would encourage work like this. Put a parenthesis, 3 times 1,450, in parenthesis, divided by parenthesis, 4 times pi, on parenthesis. You guys get an answer? We'll see if you guys, I'm going to see if you guys put it all in your calculator the right way, because I do really want you guys to do it this way. Oh, you forgot your parenthesis already. You already did it wrong.
Who, me?
Yep.
No, I put it there. What do you mean? It's right there. Right there.
Yeah, now it is. It wasn't before. Divided by 4 times pi. Yep. And again, I want to point out in here why you're doing this. This originally was 4/3 pi times r cubed. The whole thing is you're trying to get r cubed by itself. Think about this. This is pi over 1. So it's basically 4 times pi over 3 times 1. So you just multiply by the reciprocal of that. That's why we're multiplying by 3 over 4 pi. 4 pi cancels that out, the 3 cancels that out. R cubed is by itself now. That's what you want. You want r by itself, or r cubed by itself. So here, 3 over 4 pi, 3 over 4 pi, and then putting in your calculator, you have to say parentheses 3 times 1,450, end parentheses, divided by parentheses 4 times pi, and instead of the actual pi symbol, you put in 3.14.
I got 0.3608.
You did it wrong.
61911. No, actually, come here. Check this. Check it. Let me put the decimal in.
It's just sending me an error.
3.14.
Yeah, you put 3,014 instead.
The dot and the 0 are right next to each other.
You can read.
346.
Nope.
You sure?
Oh, wait. What did you say, 346?
Yep.
Yep. Now, I'm going to put it on my calculator because I want to make really sure if any of you guys are confused on this, you can go back and look at the video. This part is really important. So, when you get your answer, you guys said it was what, like 346? 346, tell me about what it is.
Maybe about.
To the nearest hundredth.
Oh, 0.337.
Okay, so 0.34. Do not round. I'm going to type it out here for you. This is really important. Do not round. Here's what you're going to have to do instead of rounding. So Boy, I'm really glad that we decided to actually have me teach it instead, cause I forgot this part was, so it was, what, 1,450 times 3 divided by 4 times 3.14, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 346, here's what you have to do. Remember, usually you do square root, but this is three-dimensional, it's r cubed that we're trying to find. Whoops, there's your friend's thing for the day. So here, you're trying to find the cubed root. So the same thing here, you find the cubed root of this. Now normally, if it was squaring, you would say, hey, I'm gonna push second, and then this right here, cause that presses the blue thing is what shows up. That would be square root. You don't want that. You want second, and, oh, that's not where it is. So where you have to go to math, and then you go down to cube root. And then, well, first of all, find that. Math and cube root, everyone let me know when you're on that. So, you wanna hit math, it's under second and alpha, you find the math button.
Got it.
And then you go down to the cube root, it's number 4. You don't have to press the down arrows, you can actually just press the number 4 and it'll hit it for you. I got one, got it, you guys got it yet? Write the instructions down, actually, you know what, I'm gonna type these out for you, because this. Cube root, math, and then option 4. Write that down if you need to, but cannot do this assignment without this. Got it? You find cube root yet? Math is right here. You just hit that button, math, and then hit option 4. You can just hit the number 4, or you can go down to it and hit 4. You got it? Okay, then, this is important, to get the exact answer, you hit second, and then you go all the way down here, by where it says the negative sign, and then you hit answer. Second answer, so it should look like this. Second, and answer. When you hit enter, what it does is it puts 346, it puts that exact number in here for you.
Okay, but you know what you can do?
What?
You can go math 4, type out the thing.
Yep, you
and
can.
And then just, wouldn't that be so much easier?
No. Number 1, it's slower, because 346.3375796, you have to type out all those numbers.
No, because
346.3375796. So 1, it took me longer to do that. 2, look at what the answer is. It is, it says that, it does actually say it's exact right here, but it's not gonna give you the exact answer.
No, I'm saying, look, this is all you have to do. You just type out the question, like, before even getting 300 or whatever. But before getting 346, you can go,
Oh, you're talking about math, cubed root, and then you do this thing in parentheses, 3
Yeah.
times 1,450 divided by 3.14 times 4, right? Yep, you are gonna get that right thing. That is kind of next level math. If you can do that, definitely do this. That's just another step level up, so I was trying to break it up
That's fine.
trying to break it up a
Figure
little
that
bit
out.
for you guys, so that you don't have to try to hit all that stuff, and so that some of your heads didn't get too big.
yeah, I do that.
That's how that works. The
Do
answer,
that.
the radius is, I think they tell you to round to the nearest tenth there, so you just say radius is 7, and I think it's centimeters, so 7 centimeters. That's all you have to do. And you guys can start on the assignment.